Hi everyone. My name is Daniel Ferranbi, and today I'm going to show you my tutorial project for Intro to Music Technology. So for this, I'm going to show you guys how to make a FM growl bass, basically, like a dubstep kind of bass. For this, first I'll show you examples. That's the best way to start. I'll show you what's okay. Yeah. So this is what we're trying to make in the end. So this is an FM bass. You can do this in any digital audio workstation, any DAW. You can do this. I'm using FL Studio 12 today. You can use Ableton, you can use Reason, you can use Cubase. You can use whatever you want, but since I use FL Studio, I think that's the best way for me to teach you guys how to do this. Yeah, so you have to make sure you have an FM synthesizer. You can make it sound similar to this using subtractive synthesis, but it just doesn't sound quite as good in my opinion. So yeah, I use Citrus. You can use FM8. You can use I think Serum has like an FM engine. So yeah, but I'm just gonna use Citrus today. And so yeah, I'm gonna assume basic knowledge of synthesizing and of using DAW software. Like I assume you know how to where the play button in your specific DAW is. I assume you know, like, I don't know, how to input notes on a piano roll. You know, simple stuff like that. I'm just gonna assume that you know how to do that because I feel like it'll take forever if I try to teach you guys every single detail. So yeah, let's get started. So first I'm gonna open Patcher in FL Studio. And the reason I do this is I can just route MIDI and audio specifically the way I like doing this. And I'm going to get out Citrus, which is the FM synthesizer in FL Studio. So right now it starts off with this like super saw. Like this super saw preset. So I'm gonna change that to default. So we can start over here. And also I'm going to route this over here. So now that we have this set up, I'm just going to talk a little bit about how FM synthesis works. So FM synthesis is frequency modulation synthesis. And what that means is that one oscillator is going to be used to modulate the frequency of another oscillator. So the oscillator that is being modulated is called the carrier, and the oscillator that's doing the modulation is called the modulator, of course. So what that means is the frequency of the carrier is being changed by the shape of the wave of the oscillator, of the modulator, I mean. So because of that, the frequency is going to be changing really fast because these are perceivable tones. Like if we have a frequency that's 440 hertz, that means that the modulator's frequency is going to be changing at a rate of 440 hertz. And that's very fast. You're not going to perceive it as frequency changing. You're just going to perceive it as a tone. And it's going to create a pretty interesting timbre. So if we look over here in this matrix, what this means is we could set which oscillators are being modulated. So in this first row, operator 1 is being modulated. So if we do that, operator 2 will be modulating operator 1. And the same here. And if we go to the second row, that means operator 2 is being modulated. So we can set operator 3 to modulate operator 2, just like that. So that's how that works. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna put a loop right over here so we can just play a note anytime we want to hear it. It'll just make things simpler. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use operator 2 to modulate operator 1. And how we're gonna do that is we're gonna first we're gonna change the octave of oscillator 2. So over here is the frequency. If we half it, it's an octave lower. If we double it, it's an octave higher. And right now, operator 1 is 2. So we're just going to put at 1 to make it an octave lower. So we can get a low end bass sound. And yeah, let's test it out. Sounds pretty good so far. And what we can do over here, if we go to the oscillator section of operator 2, we can actually add harmonics to the waveform as much as we want. And this just makes it sound more interesting to my ears. So let's just see how that sounds. So I think it sounds pretty cool. So nice. So now that we've done that, we're gonna want to control how much modulation is being applied to operator 1. So to do that, we're gonna go to operator 1, go to mod X, and set it to be in this shape. Now every time we change this knob, it's gonna change how much modulation is being applied from operator 2 to operator 1. Like that. And originally I was gonna add another oscillator just to make it more interesting, but my computer keeps breaking. Like this is like the 3rd or 4th time I'm recording this little part of this video, and I'm tired of re-recording because my recording software just keeps crashing every time I try to do stuff like that. So I'm just gonna add maybe more harmonics to this just to make it more interesting instead of using another oscillator. And I'll have that oscillator modulate operator 2, which was modulated operator 1. So after we have that done, we can actually exit out of Citrus, and we're gonna do filters now. So this is taking a while to load. We're gonna go over here, filters, Theory Love filter. We're actually gonna use 2 filters from here. So open it up, and yeah, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna set next. So this makes sure it goes into the next filter, filter 2. We're gonna turn it on by clicking that, and we're gonna make the volume at 0 because it's the initial volume from the thing. We want all the volume to come from this pass filter. So this first filter is gonna be a band pass filter. So we're gonna over here and select BP. That makes a band pass filter, and this is gonna be a low pass filter. And resonance for a bandpass filter is like width, so this is going to change the bandwidth of the filter. So now we have our bandpass filter, and we have our low pass filter. So yep, that's how that works. The next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna add a bit crusher or a digital signal processor destroyer. So this is a VST called Crush. It's actually free. You can download this. Waiting for it. Yeah, just take your time. Take your time. You know. And we're just gonna set the digital signal processing. This is downsampling. So it lower sampling rate, or simulates a lower sampling rate. So after we have that, the last thing we want to add is reverb, just to give it some space. This is reverb. So once we have all of this set, we want to set up all of this to be automated. So what we're going to do, we're going to activate this. We go over here, we're going to activate the cutoff frequency for both of these. And here in the playlist, we're going to put this loop over here. And we're also going to select this region and say create automation clip for each one of these. That way we can control them in here. So then we can just tweak these to have some sort of shape. Oops. And the filter cutoffs too. And did it with this. Maybe I did it a little bit. So let's go ahead and test this out. So it sounds pretty good. I liked the original one I made over here better. But that was because I used two operators, two modulations, so I think it came out a little bit better because of that. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope this wasn't completely useless to you. And yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day. And yeah, bye guys.